Warning: the following live broadcast may contain loud, obnoxious, shrill, and alarming noises that might be considered disturbing, if not outright uncomfortable to listen to, especially if you are wearing headphones. I share my office space with an African gray parrot and two parakeets, and I have no control over their behavior while I am live streaming, unlike my regular videos where I have the opportunity to edit them out as best as I can. And even then, there's a lot of fail in that. If you are sensitive to loud, surprising background noises, I recommend either not turning up your volume too loud or watching my edited pre-recorded videos instead. And like I said, even then, I can't guarantee that even the videos won't have those noises in the background, and especially with the window open and the birds outside. So there's going to be a lot of birds in the video today. So yeah, viewer discretion is advised. I don't know. Sometimes I find it strange that I actually do a warning for the fact that I have birds in the office. But I mean, I remember like the early, like when I first started streaming. Oh my God, I had people bitching all the time about the noises in the background until I started telling them it was a parrot. And then all of a sudden it's like all of a sudden it wasn't a problem anymore. Like really, it's like I had people like going, "Oh my God, change the battery," and this, that, and the other. It's not a battery. It's not a battery. It's a parrot. I have no control, And it's like, look, sometimes even he has me changing batteries when I don't need to change batteries, So that's just what it is. So yeah, so it's funny that I have a disclaimer for that. I have a disclaimer for that. Oh my goodness. So let's see who's joining me in the chat. Who's keeping me company today? Oh, hello, Joseph. Hello. Oh, hello, Melissa. Yes, yes, birds, cats, they're all agents of chaos. Luckily the cat is a little bit he's a little bit on the sedated side. He had dental surgery the other day. So he's not really in the mood of being an agent of chaos right now. Although usually he doesn't bother me while I'm streaming. I've made sure to teach the cat not to come into the office while I'm working. So, but yeah. but definitely the birds are. Also, I had put like I don't like the way the parakeets waste seed. So when I clean out their cages, I throw all that excess seed outside, and of course the wild birds show up to eat that. So now it's like there's birds in here, there's birds out there. So hey, there could be worse noises, considering, right, that there could be worse noises. So so hello everybody. And yes, I see you, my beautiful eyeball people, joining me from regions beyond. Thank you so much. If you're joining me from Facebook, it just seems like, so Facebook is not allowing me to stream to my business page or my fan page or whatever they call those things. So it's just Facebook, just my regular main Facebook profile page. And if you're joining me from Facebook, come on over to YouTube, join my Keep Up Melissa and Joseph company. Oh my God. It's like, I gotta wake up. You see, this is what happens when I eat too close. I have lunch too close to doing a stream. I kind of like timed it a little tight, and it's like, and now I'm sleepy. So excuse me if my brain isn't like firing on all cylinders right now. Oh my goodness. So so come on over to YouTube, join the sexy people in the chat. And while you're here, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever any of my live streams go live. Right, because I have to be redundant on top of everything. I'd like just to mention that I'm almost at 1,040. I'm 2 subscribers short of being at 1,040 subscribers. Yeah. So that's pretty interesting. So at least now I feel like I'm a way I'm away from the danger zone of falling back under 1,000. I was always a little concerned about that. That it took me so long to hit 1,000 that I thought that I would, unfortunately, but that would like kind of like drop below 1,000 really quickly. But so far it's been okay. I think I won't feel safe until I'm at 100, 1,050, so we'll see, right? But thank you everybody who subscribed to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, why not? If you're watching my shows all the time, might as well just have it in your feed, so make sure you hit that subscribe button, and push me up a couple of numbers, make the algorithm gods happy. Even though they say that the subscribers don't do anything for the algorithm, but I don't believe it. So push the little button there, give it a little pow, and we can all oh, hey, hello, Gothic Lilith Angel. Hello, welcome from Twitch. Hello. Yeah, I hope everything's okay with Vess. I know that she moved, and then it's like she said she had like a family emergency she had to take care of, but I haven't seen her streaming for a while, but I'm sure everything's okay. I'm sure everything's okay, but thank you for coming anyway. Thank you for coming. Well, usually she's finishing up a stream when I go live, so but yeah, but I hope that she gets back to streaming soon. So let me get this officially started. Yes, hello everyone. My name is Daphne Lage, and I'm a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992, and you know what that means.
You really want to know my process?
Absolutely.
Usually starts with a holla and ends with a creamsicle.
And then if there's time in between, Thundercats. Ho!
And I am known for the furry fantasy adventure Tall Tales, which I want to thank again everybody who pledged to the Tears of the Mother issues 1 through 6 campaign. I just sent out the first batch of rewards out today. That's all at the post office. I have like 13 packages left to send out. So also keep an eye out in your Kickstarter DMs for links to all of the PDFs that also came with the campaign. So again, I'm almost done shipping everybody's books out. So thank you so much for everybody who supported. Because I really want to get this finished, because I am also known for my medieval fantasy drama Egoraven, Heir of the First Unicorn, which returns to Kickstarter on June 10th with Egoraven, Heir of the First Unicorn, Volume 2, which collects issues 5 through 8 of this 15-issue series. I keep wanting to say limited series. No, it's the series. There is no limited nothing. It's issues 1 through 15. That's the story. So make sure that you hit the link in the show notes. Also, that's what I forgot to do. I forgot to put the link in the chat. So let me do that right now. I'm going to put the link. Hey, Nita. It's like, yeah, I'm here for the werewolves. Yeah. Well. So I'm putting a link to Egoraven in the chat as well to make it easy for everybody. I am close to 100 followers for the campaign who are following the campaign so that they get notified when the campaign goes live on June 10th. So keep an eye out for that. Okay, all right. So in the meantime, you can read both my comics online at egoworks.com. That's EGOWORKS, and Tall Tales. That's TAILS online.com. And you can check out all my videos on how I make my comics here on YouTube at my channel here at Daphne Lage, LAGER, which also simulcasts through the Indie Comics Network, which coincidentally, I am also a co-host with Nita Lanning on the Raging Through the Vlogs show every Monday and Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern. Usually it's about an hour and a half of just talking about whatever it is that we feel like talking about, but guaranteed it's related to indie comics somehow. Not all the time, but I try to make it connected. So again, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell on both our channels so that you get notified when any of our shows go live. So yeah, so let's see. So what's going on today? So let me just get myself together here. Oh, hey Michael. Hello, hello. So yeah, so a couple of things. So I'm right now in kind of like the crunch time before the next campaign launches. Like I said, I've been sending out the Tall Tales campaign rewards. So if you pledged that campaign, I sent out a bulk of it this morning. So I'm hoping to have the rest of the rewards shipped out by the weekend because we have another Oswald campaign coming in. So we have to clear off the table so that Jose can pack that. If you pledge to Magi's Grace, that book has. That's completely out the door. So you should be receiving your rewards for that campaign as well. Jesus Christ. I mean, kind of like juggling this many campaigns is it's something. It really is something. I mean, but that's what we do, right? In the end, that's what we do. So, and of course, so like I said, it's like, I'm not trying, I am getting the Tall Tales campaign out because, like I said, Egoraven Volume 2 is coming up on June 10th. So everything that I'm doing now is kind of like the rush before the storm. So I'm trying to get like a whole bunch of things. I mean, I still have to do the video for the campaign, but the campaign itself is ready to go. I just put in a couple of more things. I put in this morning. I put in another stretch goal there. So yeah, so even the stuff that we're going to be working on, because at the last minute I decided I needed to do some crossovers with some friends who are also either running campaigns of their own, or they have something that they have a book that makes sense for me to cross over with and just try something different. But today, this is all about. Let's see. That's also another thing I forgot to put into the chat, but it is in the show notes. So today is all about Nightwolf. So this is a crossover print that I am working on for Rob Multari's campaign Nightwolf. And what I'm putting the link in the chat right now. So optimally, I would have preferred to have had more time to do this crossover with Rob and his campaign for Nightwolf Volume 2. But it turns out that our campaigns overlap by 4 days. So in his last 4 days of his campaign, I will be starting my campaign. So we only have those 4 days to take advantage of this crossover. So this print that I'm working on, it's an Egoraven Nightwolf crossover, and everybody who pledges to both Nightwolf and Egoraven in those 4 days, you're going to get a special print and sticker set that for as a thank you for supporting both of our books. Now the thing is, though, because Nightwolf is running now, you can place place your pledge at any time as well. Oh, hey, Rob has and he has so many of them too. Yeah, it's like he has some of the best die cut covers. Yes, because that's the hardcover. That's for the hardcover, but there's also a soft cover available on the campaign. So let me just bring this up for a bit. Okay, so this is a close up of the print. As you can see, it's what we're going to be working on today. But I just want to show this. So that's Egoraven Volume 2 and Nightwolf Volume 2. So it goes together. Two great tastes that go great together. And but you can pledge to Nightwolf at any time. It's just that to get the print and sticker set, you have to pledge to Egoraven while Nightwolf is still live. So so you have I think it's 96 hours after my campaign launches to pledge to both our campaigns if you don't pledge to Nightwolf now. and to get the print set. Now you're kind of wondering, well, hey, wait a minute, where are those chibis? What are those chibis? So the chibis, that's the sticker. That's going to be the sticker that comes with the print. So it's gonna, like I said, it's gonna be a print and the sticker. And yeah, so of course I couldn't do a Night Wolf crossover print without bringing back Wolf's son Loki. So so everybody's going to get this little sticker of a very indignant Wolf's son Loki and Snowpaw. And if you're kind of wondering why they're looking like that, you have to get the print to you have to get the print to understand what the little joke is with those chibis. But in and of itself, they're so cute that Rob and Nita said, oh, they have to be stickers. And I go, yeah. And I go, you know what? You're right. So I did make them a sticker. So you're going to get a print and a sticker if you pledge to both of our campaigns. But my campaign doesn't launch until June 10th. Rob's is available now, and so you can pledge to his at any time, but make sure you pledge to my campaign too to get the set. So let me just switch back here. So yeah, so that's kind of like what's going. Well, I mean, both you and Rob commented on my thing on my post when I showed off the image, saying, "Oh, that should be a sticker." And Rob said, "Absolutely." And it's like, I go, "Yeah, you know what? You're right. It's going to be a sticker." So it's going to be like about like 3x4 inch. So it's going to be, you know, a rather largish sticker. So I'm very happy with that. So yeah, so also in preparation for the Egoraven campaign, I heard the both of you said it at the same time. Jeez. So also another thing too that I was preparing for the campaign is I wanted to do something different with the boxes. Usually with the trades, I get like these white clamshell boxes, and I wanted to do something a little different with it. So, and I decided to get some specialty tape made up for those boxes for the trade paperbacks. So I'm really looking forward to using it. I think they're really cute. I've designed I got this from Sticker Mule. It wasn't that expensive. According to the math, I should be able to do like 100 and something boxes with this tape. So it should be okay. Around almost like 100, about 170 something boxes. So I mean, this should last me for about 2 campaigns, I guess. So I thought, you know, so I thought it was just something really cute to do. You know, just something a little different. I mean, it's certainly a lot less expensive than getting customized boxes done. And I kind of think it's kind of overkill anyway. Although Nita did tell me that people collect those printed boxes, you know. I guess you can use them for storage or something, but I guess you could, right? You could if they're nice enough. But I haven't gotten to that point yet. So you know, so, and also another thing that I wanted to show here, let me open up my Kindle here. So another thing that's going to be available on the campaign, but as stretch goals, is the novelization. So I have the chapters 1, 2, and 3 of the novelization of the comic that has all these extra scenes and extended scenes that I think everyone will enjoy from the comic. That each chapter matches an issue. So like 1-to-1, except for the novelization has extra scenes in it, but where the comic ends, where the individual issues starts and ends, that's how the chapters start and end as well. So so yeah, but there's a lot of extra stuff in it. So the first stretch goal on the campaign is going to be EPUBs and PDFs of chapters 1, 2, and 3. If you had supported my previous campaign, you might have gotten issues 1 and 2 already. No, chapters 1 and 2 already. So chapter 3 is going to be new on it. So that tells technically that's the first stretch goal. And then last night I've got the second stretch goal all put together. So this is chapter 4 of the novelization. which I have done at look at that cover from Jaden. I think that this has to be my favorite so far. She's doing so Jaden is doing all the covers for each chapter. So I mean you have to see how it looks here, because I test everything on the Kindle, because so yes, you can see it right there. So there's Jaden's covers right there. They look so nice on the Kindle, don't they? They look so nice. So these are the first three. So these are the first three chapters, which will be available as the first stretch goal, and then chapter 4, which corresponds with issue 4, that's going to be the stretch goal after that. And as you can see, I mean, it can be read. It's read on the Kindle. I crash coursed a weekend learning how to do EPUBs, so that people can like read it on the whatever reader, and if they can adjust the fonts. And I thought that was like pretty good to do. It's like, yeah, if you wanted to make it larger, if you're blind like a bat like me, so yeah, so so I thought that was, so yeah, so this is going to be a stretch goal, and I was just very happy to get this set up. So yeah, so that's going to be, that's Jaden's cover right there. Just figure I'd show that right again. That's going to be really nice. I mean, I'm getting so many pieces from her. Eventually she's going to have her own, like, I'm going to have to do like some kind of like art supplement with all her Egoraven images that she did, but that's later. That's later. So yeah, so that's what I was working on as well for the campaign. And on a separate note, so I'm still waiting for the proofs for volume 2. Mixum sent me an email saying that there was a delay, that there was going to be a delay. I was supposed to have them by now, but they said, oh, they're not going to ship until the 31st. So, I mean, we still got a little time. I mean, I'm still hoping to have them before the campaign starts, which should be okay. If they ship it on the 31st, then, I'll get it probably like maybe like next Wednesday or something. But in the meantime, I got my revamped version of the prequel, Legend of the Silk Rose. The easy thing, the thing about print on demand that I really like is that if every time I want to make changes, I can. So this time around, I kind of like just I tweaked the formatting of the book. This is based on the formatting that I'm using for the novelization. So I want to keep like all the novels, all the stories consistent. So I changed the formatting a little bit, and also added just a couple of like kind of like a list of all the books that are available, that type of thing. But mostly it's just, oh, and this time I made sure to put my name on the front cover. Because before I wouldn't do that, because it's like, oh, well, my name's on the back, and I didn't want it to get in the way of the picture. But the more I was looking at novels, the more novels I've been collecting and reading, the more it's like, you know what, people put their names on the front cover for a reason. So I redesigned the cover just to have my name on the front, as well as on the back. So. And it's the same thing with the trade paperbacks. I mean, the original trade doesn't have my name on the bottom. So those are going to match as well. So at least that way, with POD, I can kind of like make these changes as I learn how to format better, to make these books. There's always something, right? There's always something. So last but not least, the other proof that I got today. Melissa says, will the novelizations use imagery as well as the prequel novel? Thinking of jumping into the novel game myself and not sure if I should include images or not. Images are big. A lot of the novels, the fantasy novels that I've been seeing on Kickstarter, they love putting like that. That's like a bonus to have. Like you can have like a regular version that doesn't have illustrations, and then like the deluxe editions will have illustrations. But yeah, the novelization will eventually have illustrations. Right now I'm just more concerned about getting it written and getting like the covers or like the new illustrations for the novelization. But when I finally get all through all 15 chapters and I put them all together in one book, the idea is to have each chapter illustrated the same way as the prequel. So yeah, so my intention was always to put illustrations in it. It's just that right now, as I'm writing it, I'm not worried. I'm not worried about the illustrations right now because it's like, you know, what I was reading about the EPUBs is that everybody who talked about formatting EPUBs, they really don't like putting images in there. They say that EPUB is just like reading. It's set up like reading on a website, and they say that images just don't. And I have yet to see a Kindle version with illustrations that looked good, especially since I like to read in dark mode. So any illustrations, any graphics that pop up, there's always like a white box around it. So I don't like that. So that's why the EPUBs are not going to have illustrations in them at all. But the physical copies, I am definitely cranking the illustrations up. You know, the thing is, like, I'm still trying to debate like how I'm going to do Jaden's imagery in there, because I'm going to do pen and ink pieces, but her stuff's in color. But you can't, it's not feasible to print a novel in color just for the few color pages, especially in POD. It doesn't work like that. If I was printing offset, I would have that option. But for this, so I was thinking, because another cool thing that's really popular is people collect vellum overlays. So that's kind of how they fake color in their books without printing the book in color. So I'm gonna have my black and white images, and maybe, you know, like Jaden's images are going to be like overlays that you slip in, color overlays that you slip in. So it's, you know, so yeah, so I highly recommend, if you want to do illustrations, because people really do seem to like that. Like I said, especially with the like deluxe format books, like if they're hardcover or something. So although I have seen some people in their paperbacks, they print the color illustrations on the inside and back cover and front cover. So there's a lot of options. I know that I spent a little bit too much money on Kickstarter buying like as many different versions of deluxe books as I like. Not blindly, because I at least want to still read them. You know, it's like I made sure to choose books that I was interested in. So yeah, so I get to see, so I want to see like what are the options out there and what people are doing, but definitely illustrations seem to be a big deal. So yeah, so you can go either way. You can go either way with the illustrations. But if you feel like writing a novel, go right ahead. either way, because in the end, you know, people should be able to read your novel without the illustrations. The illustrations are kind of like a bonus, but I'm insecure, so I like I'm saying the illustrations serve two purposes for me. One, to always have an artistic connection to the comics, you know, so kind of like also to remind people that this was written by an artist. So that so that's why I want the illustrations. And two, I'm a little insecure about how whether my descriptions of of the characters are enough. So at least the illustrations, it kind of like, okay, this is what the characters look like, so you don't have to think too hard about it. So yeah, so that's so I would recommend it. I mean, it's like if you want to write a novel, I think it's fun. If anything, that's turned into my hobby. Um Writing, you know, like writing the novels, and I wrote a novel already. I just haven't gotten around to it, because that novel comes later, so I decided I'm just going to sit on it until I finish the novelization for Heir of the First Unicorn. you know, because technically the novel that I wrote first was the sequel, writing everything all out of order. Um, so yeah, so that I'm gonna wait on that one later. Um, but also, oh, but the last thing that I wanted to show everybody, although the only thing I could really show is just the cover, the other proof that I got is the House of Bob collection. This is the final version. This is the final evolution of this sketchbook series that I keep trying to like, that I've put out twice already on Kickstarter. Not the exact same book, but this is the format. So it's perfect bound, right? And it's black and white on the interior, but I can't go any further than the front page. You know, but yeah, I can't really. I mean, I don't know. Can you kind of get an idea there? So yeah, I just have to fix a couple of things on the file, but this is pretty much the final format for all the House of Bob sketchbooks that I have planned out. So yeah, so I'm hoping to. So this launches after Egoraven Volume 2. So yeah, so at least, you know, I have to get everything started. So at least there's a proof done. There's a proof done, but at least it's done. There's another book. There's a companion book for this that I still have to put together. I still have to remember I have to color it. So I just have to color in the covers and put it together the same way. So that's so yeah, so it's a jorb. It's a jorb. It beats having an outside jorb, but it's still a jorb. So yeah, so that's what's part of what's coming up and what I'm doing for the upcoming campaigns. And yeah, so okay, so I guess like oh, look at that, we're a little past the half-hour mark. So yeah, so I think it's about time for me to get working on this print. Because I definitely want to finish this so that yeah, just to get it done, right? Just to get it done. But yeah, it's like, oh, let's see. So let me get my music started. We're back using Epidemic Sound as always. Not sponsored, but I do have a subscription about any weird copyright stuff for the music. So Melissa, is your campaign still running? Hold on, let me check my Kickstarter here. Is your campaign still running, or did it just recently finish? So say Melissa J. Oh, there you are. Okay. So let me see here. So I think what? So it just finished? Oh, so it just ended. Okay. So yeah, so Melissa, wrapped up last Friday. Look, these things are going by so fast. I can barely. It's like, actually, the fact that we're only a couple of days away from the middle, from being halfway through 2024 is freaking me out. But yeah, because I remembered you had. It's like, oh, I gotta mention that, and then I completely. I'm sorry, but but at least people can. You know what? If you want to follow Melissa on Kickstarter, do that. So then that way you don't miss any of her campaigns when she goes live again, because you're always putting something out too, right? So yeah, so she's gonna have another book coming up soon, I'm sure. But at least congratulations for funding. And yeah, because you had to cancel your last. Oh yeah, because I'm just looking at your page right here. That you canceled your last, but at least this campaign funded without an issue. So that's good. Melissa's thinking of doing my first trade collection in the fall. Oh, no problem, Melissa. Look, definitely when your trade comes out, I'll pick that up. So I'm not, especially lately, it's like I'm not one for individual issues, but definitely trades. Oh, so your previous, okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Your previous one, oh, it didn't fund. Uh, yeah, I guess sometimes that happens, right? I mean, it's like just the timing is kind of off, or that's just something that we just have, that happens sometimes, right? And we just kind of, in the end, we just have to move on. Just move on to the next campaign, and call it a day. Okay, so for this, so for the piece right now, I'm going to start putting in the shading. As you can see, Egoraven is colored in first, because I colored her in first because I had wanted to take her character here and then finish off the character. So what I did was I had her separate, because I like that Clip Studio allows me to export layers, and then it's very easy to put them back together without having, because I can't, it doesn't quite work in Photoshop. I don't know why I keep having like registration issues, but in Clip Studio it's very easy to export individual layers. So because of that, I was able to pretty much complete the drawing and then have like this full character that I could use for promo. So that's, and then what I was able to do is I took the layers and then brought them back into this piece. So it was like, so I didn't have to do anything. Everything registered correctly. So I had it pretty much this part done already. So now I just have to finish up the rest. But yeah, so at least I have this extra kind of like promo PNG thing that I could use. So so yeah, so let me start with the shading. So let's get our violet, whatever color that was. And yeah, and just get this started. So so the joke with this piece is that this flower is called Wolf's Bane, and this was based on a prompt. This image is based on a prompt that Rob had suggested a while ago. We were just like kind of like just talking. He had brought up the idea of doing a Night Wolf Egoraven crossover, like an actual comic. I don't know if we didn't really get much into detail with it because I just right now, even then and right now especially, I don't have the time to do another to start working on another comic. Maybe once I have everything done, I have the 15 issues penciled out and lettered, and once I have like all that done, maybe we can revisit that idea. Because it's like, look, if as long as the story's fun, I'm game for it. It's just that just not right now. And he had given me kind of like this prompt, and I thought it was funny. It because it's like, Rob, are you literally writing fanfic about Egoraven? And I thought it was cute. So the prompt just lived in my head rent free all that time. And when this crossover idea popped up, when I realized that we had that overlap in our campaigns, it's like, I go, you know what? I'm going to do that prompt that that he had brought up, and I guess he was surprised that I remembered it. Um, so that's pretty much where the piece is kind of like from. And I thought it would be funny for Rodney to be trying to give Egoraven Wolfsbane. Because it's wolfsbane. Because it's called wolfsbane. Why? Of course, a werewolf would give wolfsbane, right? It's really um. So yeah, so that's oh no, that's one color. Although the ironic thing about it is that it's called wolfsbane because shepherds would use it to poison wolves. Because I think it's part of the nightshade family. Um, so yeah, but nobody has to know that. So what's going on with everybody? What are we doing? What are we doing today? Or just in general, anybody got any conventions coming up? What's going on? But yeah, it's like I have like a whole list of everything right now. It's like ever since Tall Tales finished, it's like my brain went straight to. I was like, okay, now I get it. Now to get ready for the next one. So, okay, yeah. Actually, okay. Let me just put that on normal so I can see it. Okay. Ay. I'm just glad that it's it's just nice enough to have the window open because it was kind of like it was muggy, it was rainy, it was muggy, it was rainy. Like I think it rained so much. Um, right. So this okay. So this is yeah. So this is a previous image of Wolfsbane that I had colored up, that I had drawn and colored up, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just make sure I'm using the same colors for. Let me just turn off the. Yeah, I find it how I really cannot color with all the shading in there. It's like it really has to be just flats. Um, or else it's like I don't know. Like I just feel like it just confuses me. If I try to color underneath, put in the flats underneath um, the shadows and the highlights as opposed to doing the flats first. Okay. At least this is easy to. At least this time, this stream, it'll feel like I actually am getting some stuff done. Yeah. There we go. So then, right? So then it's like, so once we turn on these, let me put the highlights. There we go. So it looks pretty much, hold on, did I use a, no, that's the same one. Right, so yeah, so that, let's see. Yep. Although, oh, I think the stem I used a different color. Hold on. Yeah, I think I used, so let me change this. So let me just, yeah, I'm gonna have to change the highlight color. Okay. And then let's see, let's use, what did I use last time? I think I might have used yellow. Wait, hold on, let me use this one. Oh, much better, much better. I don't want it so bright. Yeah, that's the correct one. See, what do I have going on here? Is there something? Did I forget to? Oh, there we go. Let me fix that. I mean, usually these. Oh, there we go. I mean, luckily these don't really show up because they're so tiny. But you know, if I see them, I prefer to clean them up a bit. There we go. Okay, there we go. There we go. So let me put a little bit more over here. Yeah. Huh. Yeah. Ah, much better. There we go. There we go. So at least this quickly is coming together. So, but then again, I started it already before the show. So, well, I did the Egoraven part last night. So, yeah. So okay. So let me. Yeah, so let me just close that. We don't need that open. We don't need that open. Okay, so this we don't need open anymore. All right, so here, okay, so let's, okay. So this is an image that I took from a previous Nightwolf print that I did. Yeah, I've been getting in the habit of working on the characters separately so that, you know, I could have them like this as a PNG. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Joe. So I can kind of like, you know, have like just the character there, and then it's like I put them back into the piece as a full image. I've been kind of getting into the habit of that. I don't know. I just like having having the full character separate from the background. Like if I could do that ahead of time, because let me see. Let me show you what the final. Let me see what the piece actually looks like. I'm pretty sure I did this on. So that's where the piece comes from. So as you can see, like the character would be covered up. Like traditionally, oh no, don't let things fall. As long as it don't fall on your head, Martha. Things falling. Oh no. You don't want things fall. Especially don't be underneath things falling. Oh, what sort of things should Martha is asking? What sort of things should I put in a portfolio? That's a good question, because it really depends on who you're going to show the portfolio to. I mean, it's not unheard of for artists to have different portfolios for different things. So you know, so one, it depends on what kind of job you're going for. Like say you're going for an environment job. You're going to do like environments for like, I don't know, a video game company, right? So you don't really want to fill up your portfolio with characters, because that's not what they're looking for. So you want to have a portfolio that's dedicated to what it is that they're looking for. I always thought that a portfolio is supposed to be that's supposed to like showcase everything that you can do. But what I keep hearing is that the people hiring for artists, they want to see a certain consistency, right? They want to be able to like get a gauge as to what they're going to get out of you, when you're showing a portfolio. And so I mean, I know it sounds counterintuitive, but the last thing you want in a portfolio, actually, I'm putting in the shading. It's not, Martha. It isn't shading. I mean, it isn't grayscale, although it could be. So what I'm doing is I put in my shadows on a multiply layer. So okay, so let me show you here. So what I'm doing here, normal. So this is what I'm essentially doing, right? So I'm putting in this this color on a multiply layer. So so that whatever color I put underneath changes according, so the shadows change according to the color that I put underneath. So okay, so here, when I put it on multiply, right? Because before, what I used to do is I used to color the shading exactly the color that I needed. And what that turned out was that was the extra work that I was doing, because if I needed to make changes, I had to change all those layers of colors because they were directly related to the flat color that I was using, right? By doing it this way, if I need to make changes, like, I don't know, if we needed to give, let's change, like, say that I wanted to change Egoraven's shirt to, I don't know, let's change it to pink, right? Oh, right. I don't have to worry about the shading, right? It's because that shading just it just adjusts to the color underneath it. So no matter what color, like say if I just wanted to do blue, that's all I have to do. That's it. So actually, by doing it this way, I'm saving myself a lot of time. Because I don't have to, I just have to change the flats. I don't have to change the shading layers on top of it. So yeah, so actually, yeah, so honestly, it's like I'm actually saving time by doing it this way, as opposed to the other way that that I used to color. But yeah, with portfolios, but going back to the whole portfolio thing, yeah, it really depends on what it is the people hiring you for, like what is it that they're looking for. Um, like I said, I thought that a portfolio should be like, oh, it should have a little bit of everything in it. The thing is, though, they really don't want to see that. They want to see exactly what they think they're going to get. Let me tell you a little story. So back in the day, right, I was hired to do some posters for Scholastic. I was very excited about getting this. I was very excited about it, and the editor who was handling the arrangement, right? So he told me what they needed. You know, I showed them my portfolio. He told me what they needed, and I did the piece. So I said, okay, I'm going to rock this piece, this, that, and the other thing, whatever, right? I did like all this watercolor stuff. Actually, no, I did all these colored pencil stuff. I did all these colored pencils and, and the thing. It's like I really like put everything I could into it. And then he came back and he goes, yeah, they hated the piece, but they're going to use it anyway. So I got paid for it, regardless. But I was like devastated when he said, he just said it like that. He was very blunt about it. It's like, no, they hated it, but that there were some changes that I had to make because I didn't understand why I did certain things. And it's like, and they used it anyway. I got paid for it, but I was devastated. It's like, how could they say that they didn't like it and blah, blah, blah. Well, later on, it was because, he told me, it's like, well, your portfolio was full of watercolors and you decided to give them colored pencils. They weren't expecting colored pencils. They were expecting watercolors because that's what was in your portfolio. And I go, oh, but I thought that, I was upping my game and giving them a better product by doing colored pencils. Because, I was a lot better at that than at the watercolors. And it's like, no, that's not the point. They saw watercolors in your portfolio. That's what they expect. So the next piece that I got from them, the next assignment that I got from them, I made sure to do the entire thing in watercolors exactly the way I guess I had originally presented myself. So yeah, so you would think that that it's like, oh, art is art, right? It's like, no, expectations. So your portfolio, I guess if you kind of think about it, that's what's setting the expectations for your whoever's hiring you for your work. If they see that you're all over the place with your style, with your artwork and everything, they're not going to know what to expect from you. And that will be a detriment to you. So yeah, so even if you're working in like different mediums, I would suggest that you have like either you separate out different portfolios depending on what you want to specialize in, what specialty you want to showcase. But yeah, like there was another job that I got where this guy hired me based on some digital coloring that I did. But what happened was that, again, it's like I was very young when these were like my first jobs, my first freelance jobs. And they had, it said, it's okay, we want you to do like a series of pictures for this website. And, it's like, make this look like this actress and this, that, and the other thing, right? So again, I got overly excited and I go, oh, I'm going to rock these pieces. It's like, so, again, watercolor, colored pencils. I took out my colored pencils and I was doing the work and this, that, and the other thing. And almost immediately, there was kind of like a back and forth. I wasn't talking to, unlike Scholastic, I wasn't talking to anybody in person. I was just, this was all online through email. And there always seems to, the guy always seemed to need changes. And I didn't understand, like, why is it he kept asking for changes? So he would give me examples from these artists named Fastener and Larson, right? There was these particular sketchbooks that were really, really popular at the time. And he was showing me pages like, oh, I want something like this. I want something like this. And I would do the piece, color pencil everything up. And then it's like, that's not what I wanted. You have to change this, that, and the other thing. And it just got to a point where what I thought was going to be a very easy job ended up really, really complicated. And it just got to a point, there was one piece where he wanted all these changes. And I go, look, I'm going to need more money if you're going to make me do these changes. And he goes, you know what? This wasn't working from the beginning anyway. So I'm going to cut my losses here. We're done. Right. So again, I was very confused as to what had happened. I thought I was giving him all these great pieces, and it was just one disappointment after the other. And again, only later did I realize what had happened. So again, he had saw my digital, he had seen my digital, my digital coloring. And I was giving him colored pencils, so again, it's like I was not working the way my portfolio made him think I would work. He contacted me for digital, but the thing is though, he never clarified. He just go, look, this is the artwork that I saw you do. Why are you giving me this? Right. And then on top of it, what I learned, especially, like I kind of had an aha moment, what I wasn't understanding at the time was that what he had really wanted me to do was trace those Fastener and Larson images and just digital color them up, with whatever actresses he wanted as the faces. And then that's what he wanted, Like he wanted the Fastener and Larson pieces, but of course he's not going to use them because they're not his. So he had wanted me to essentially trace them and just redo them in my style so that he could have technically the pieces exactly the way he wanted, but not have to worry about, kind of like we were kind of like dancing in a very gray copyright area. But again, I didn't know that at the time. And nobody, they're not clear about that. He was never clear about it, and Scholastic was never clear about it. But technically, I wasn't clear about what I was offering them. So it was a whole mess. It was a whole mess. And in the end, honestly, it just it pretty much got me realizing that I'd rather work a real job than kind of like go through that again. And then that's essentially, what happened. It's like, now it's like the first thing I ask is, what do you want? Now it's like, what do you want? Yeah, it's like you would have thought. Melissa said you'd think you would just have said, I need this in digital colors. It's like, I don't know if you see, because the whole coloring in Photoshop thing was so new at the time that I don't even think he probably had the vocabulary to explain what is it that he wanted. but at the same time, he could have just said, it's like, look, I like this piece. Could you do it like this piece? Right. Like I said, it was a whole mess, but you know, again, you learn. Oh, hey, Jody, hello, hello. No, I haven't seen Jake in a while. I haven't seen Jake in a while. But then again, I think he's like, what is he? I think he's back in school or something. I don't remember. So you know, I don't know. He hasn't been around in a bit. So yeah, so with the portfolio, so like now I understand, like just like if you go to my website now, it's very, I have a separate category for traditional media, you know, and now it's like I can kind of like, now I know better, but it's so far removed from it being relevant to anything. um But yeah, when setting up a portfolio, yeah, I would actually recommend setting up multiple portfolios because of that. So yeah. So what you up to, Joe? You know, you keeping busy. But yeah, but also yeah. So yeah, this technique that I'm using, I learned it from a professional comic book colorist who had like a bunch of video tutorials but on YouTube. Oh, hey, Joe. Joe says, so I have two Joes in the chat. So Joe D says he's at the 9 to 5 just watching. Yeah, that's what we're all doing, right? And then technically this is my 9 to 5 ish thing. And then Joe Bachman says, just listening while I get ready for my stream tonight and wrap up some stuff for the workday. There you go. See, we're all just hanging and working, you know. You know, oh yeah, so the shading, right? So it took me kind of a while to get used to kind of coloring this way because yeah, it's like you're putting in the shading first, so technically it is like I've seen a lot of artists do like they, what is it? They don't color as much as they put in values first, and then the color comes afterwards. Because as long as your values are correct, like they're painting in black and white first, and then they put the colors on top of it. Because as I guess they feel that as long as their values work, then no matter what colors they use, it'll always work. That'll work as well. Um, so yeah, and it took me a while to kind of like get used to this, but once I realized what was going on, um, it really sped up my process. You know, and it also gave me more of what I was looking for in terms of coloring my pieces. You know, although, you know, it's like I've been kind of like saving some tutorials for later about how to do kind of like a more painterly style. You know how you have those like it's really cartoony, like it's mostly like a lot of anime pieces where it's like it's cartoony, but the painting, but the rendering is kind of on the realistic side. Um, you know, I was saving some tutorials for that. But again, it's just I'm not sure how committed I am to to learning um to learning another coloring technique right now. Like I'm literally at this kind of point where if I wanted like a more rendered style for my work, I think at this moment I would rather hire somebody else to color it. So yeah, so I just haven't so I just haven't committed yet. You know, because really there just comes a point where it's like, you know, maybe I will just hire, you know, like you just have to hire it out, you know. Oh, okay. Oh, for some reason it. Oh, okay, good. I thought I was working on the wrong layer. Um. Oh, what's going on? Okay, what's going on here? Oh, okay. Oh, that was weird. Ay. So yeah, it took me a while. Like I was literally like doing different printouts because, you know, to see like what different shades of this purple that I'm using, um like because it works really well on skin tones, um but it still took me a while to get a shade of it that I felt like suited my work. But once I pretty much got the hang of it, because also the other thing too is that the whole thing about using a lasso to color, because before I was using just a pencil and I would just, you know, but I would start seeing like these digital guys using the lasso tool, and it really took me a while to get the hang of it. I don't quite remember what the issue was, but once I realized, like this is just like I couldn't imagine going back to my old style, to my of how I did my coloring. Um, because it really was a lot more complicated, and I learned that style from a tutorial as well. Um, there used to be like one of the early web comics, and you know, and this guy showed his style on how he colored. He had like this anime style, and you know, the hard cell shading, and he did a tutorial, and that's what I learned from that. I learned how to color from that tutorial, but compared to this, it was a lot more complicated than it needed to be. But yeah, but there were like two things that I feel really allowed me to do a lot more artwork in a much shorter amount of time. And that is uh Clip Studio Paint, all right, Clip Studio Paint, and you know, finally getting the hang of drawing on the Cintiq. And because I still, if I had to do all this work manually, I mean, I don't think I would be as far ahead as I am on Egoraven as I am now. I have 8 more pages left on issue 13, pencil and letter. And really, I don't think I would have gotten that far if I had to actually draw analog. Um, and it's like, look, it's not like I can't draw analog. I mean, I'm having a real hankering for drawing something traditionally. It's just that if I want to get the work done in the time frame that I've set myself, this is how I have to do it. And I'm very happy that this is how I have to do it. You know. Let's see, what do we got here? Oh, we forgot his tail. Okay. Okay, so there we go. So I think with him, what I'm gonna do, let me see. So let's put in the flats. Okay, so let me go back to this one. So okay, all right. So I'm gonna put in the flats because the type of color that he is, it's easier for me to do the highlights if I put in his flats. Okay. I keep confusing all the shortcuts for Clip Studio in Photoshop. So let's see. So okay. Okay. All right, let's see. Okay, all right, that's this. Okay. Okay. All right, let's see. Oh, nope. Did I pick the color already? Yeah. There we go. All right. Okay. Hi. So Okay, all right. It's coming together. Okay. Let's see. Does he have? Okay, I think. All right. Yeah, I think this is also like this. Well, I guess this show around, I'm not quite as talkative as before. So, like I said, my brain is all full with all the stuff that that I still have to do. Like I wanna finish this piece tonight, so I can put it on the Kickstarter. And then I want to pack up the rest of pack up the rest of Tall Tales and get that out. Luckily, it's only 13 boxes, but 13 orders, but it's 13 orders with add-ons, so that always takes a little bit longer. There we go. Okay. All right. Oh, no, that's the wrong color. Oh, look at that. I forgot a whole section here. Okay. There we go. Oh, look at that. Look. There we go. Okay, I don't. Let me fix that. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, there we go. Okay, I don't like the way that looks. Oh. There we go. Okay. All right, let me. Okay. Let me go back. Okay. Okay. Oh, there we go. So that's coming together. That's coming together. Let's see that. You see how much easier it is to just put the shading on top of it, and then poof, it just look, there we go. We're almost done. All right, so let me put the highlights in. Like I said, it'll be easier this way. Okay. Let me see. Did I put? Okay, I did. Okay, so let's do that here. Yeah. Okay. Well, I really like this music. This particular song I know I used on a previous Egoraven trailer, but I really, really like it. So I might use it again. Yeah. I don't know. It depends on what mood. There we go. Now, so the thing that Epidemic Sound does now is that they've divided up all their songs into segments. So this segment is technically from the same song that I used before. It's just it's a different segment. And it's like, technically I could use the song again, just a different part of it. But yeah, I would just have to see. I would just have to see. Okay, so there we go. So we're kind of like we're getting there. We're getting there. Um So, okay, so let's, okay, so let me just finish. Let me do this now. Let me shut that off. And oh, hello, hello, Dylan's. Yes, I see. I see you. Hello, welcome from Twitch. Let's see. We're just all working here. It's a little quiet, but it's because we're all working. Well, you're keeping us. Well, Dylan's, you're keeping us all company here. But thank you for keeping us all company. Let's see. Like I said, I'm really trying to get this piece done today because I also have another print that's in the works that I'll probably be working on that on the next maybe, because no, I have to get that print done before my Kickstarter campaign starts as well. So yeah, a lot of work. Everybody's so yeah, there's a lot of work that that has to be done. Let's see. Let's see, what would be good? Maybe this one? Let's see if this one works. It's the time crunch before campaigns. There we go. Let's see. So it looks like that. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Yeah, that works. That works. Okay, let me put in. Ah. Thank you, Dylan. Yes. For it, since you're just coming in, so the piece that I'm working on is going to be a bonus print that everybody will get if they pledge to the Nightwolf campaign of the Volume 2 Nightwolf campaign that's on Kickstarter right now, and my campaign when it goes live on June 10th. So everyone is going to get this print who pledges to both our campaigns. So the link is earlier in the chat, but it's also in the show notes as well. But yeah, but there's another print, bonus print that I'm making that, yeah, so I have to get this one finished so I can start on that one. You know, because of course I had to make these decisions before a campaign goes live in 10 days. No, a little bit more than, no, 11, 10 days. Yeah, I think 10 days. Yeah, 10 days. Oh, well, I'm not saying Dylan says 10 days. I would be panicking left and right and center. I'm not saying I'm not. Never said I wasn't. You know? Yeah, no, that's yeah, what did I just do? There we go. Okay. Yeah, it's a thing. It's I'm just trying to just concentrating on on getting the work done. Work first, panic later. I'll have plenty of time to panic once the campaign goes live. Because it doesn't matter how many Kickstarter campaigns I do, they all freak me out. Yeah, I'm on yes, I'm also on YouTube. My channel is Daphne Lage, Lage art. But you could also find me all the links on my site at egoworks.com up there. Um all my links are up there. Oh, who's popping up on my screen? Okay. Oh, your ad block has been updated. Okay, good to know. Good to know. It's like all I know is like I just saw this like flash and I thought maybe my computer freaked out, but no, it was just an ad block pop up, ironically, telling me that they blocked X amount of pop ups. It's like okay, very good, very good. I appreciate that. Oh, so last night, while I was finishing up a piece, um, I figured that I killed two birds with one stone and kind of proofread one of my upcoming chapters for my novel, and I know I usually will use the read aloud feature on in Word for Windows. And it's usually just I mean, before there was like this really robotic voice that would read back everything, so I figured out whatever, because it's usually a good way for me to do proofreading, because if I have something spelled wrong, it trips up the robot, reading it. So then it's like I go, okay, I heard that mistake that probably I didn't catch when I was reading it. So, I do different types of corrections. So I guess, no, what is it? No, oh, that's what it was. So I guess they did an update where now it's like they're using, of course, they're using AI to read back, to do kind of like the read backs on the kind of the read aloud feature, right? So like I said, before they started off with kind of like this really robotic voice, it was very bad, but it got the job done with what I was using it for, right? And then they changed it to like a male or a female voice, which was a little bit better, at least less obnoxious sounding from the robot, right? But still, like it would read very flatly. So it would just like, just okay. So you have a female voice and a male voice, and it would just read out loud what was on the screen. It would just read my manuscript out loud. And again, got the job done because, like I said, if I had any misspellings, it would trip up on it, and then I knew to go in and fix it. So last night that's when I found out that they changed it to the AI voice, right? Again, you have a male voice and you have a female voice. I always pick the female voice. My main character is female, so it makes more sense to me. But oh my God, this was so bad. I preferred I rather have gone back to the robotic voice, right? Because so the AI, I guess it's like they're trying to make it sound realistic, right? So they're trying to get it to put in like all the inflections, you know, like trying to make it sound like a real person reading the manuscript out loud, right? But it was just so bad because in its attempt to kind of sound realistic, it was all over the place with like tone, with the way it read everything. Like the tone was wrong, the tone was off, you know, it would get chirpy, in places, like excited in places where it had no business being excited. Like it was like reading without context. So it would do very inappropriate voice inflections in places where, like I said, just very inappropriate. Like, I have a rather serious scene, and this female voice was like, oh, this and that and the other thing, and it was so stupid. I mean, it was so cringe. Like, I just like, oh my God. And then, like, to add insult to injury, it would still have problems, like, reading certain words. Like, I don't know what is it with the word grimace that the AI cannot figure out how to pronounce it. It always pronounces it as grimaced. It's like, what are you doing? Right. And then it's like, it would say a word like one way if it was singular, like I had to think like wines and ales. Right. So it's like, oh, so he was drinking wine or ale or an ale. Give me an ale. Right. So it would say the word ale. But if I had a plural, like wines and ales, the AI would then go wines and les. And I was like, what are you doing? You're supposed, it's like, this is the technology that's supposed to replace us? What is this? Like, it was so bad, right? And then it's like, it's like people's like, oh, that's why English is a difficult language. It's like, no, this is a program. Someone programmed this. This isn't like a person who's learning English and having trouble with the, like learning certain words. This is a program. I'm not going to have sympathy for a robot, some robot boiling the seas so that it could figure out it, so it could like say grimaced. It's like, I mean, it was so cringe. Like, next time, it was like so bad. Next time I'm gonna make sure I log out so I just get the default robot voice, because it was so bad, that AI voice. And the thing, and it's like, what was it? There was this thing that someone had said that it's like, they say that, technology, that the technology is getting good enough to replace smart people. And then they said, which smart people? It's like, are you sure? It's like, I mean, no, it was, oh my God, it was so cringe. It's like, just thinking about it, it was just like, so, it's like they made it so real, tried to make it so realistic sounded, it sounded fake. Oh, it was so bad. But yeah, it's ugh. It was horrible. It's horrible. I mean, but really, it's like, I just cannot imagine, like, oh, it was just, I mean, really, the inappropriate tone it would use. I mean, it would just kill. Talk about killing a vibe. Like, if you're, I don't know how people can just say, oh yeah, we'll just replace, we'll just replace narrators with AI, and that's it. And it's like, no, that's not it. Because I remember when I forgot what platform did that, where they started replacing human narrators with AI, and people were returning their audiobooks because it was just that bad. You know, I mean, it was that bad. It was that bad. Oh my goodness. I never thought I would miss the robot voice. Yeah, but yeah, you know. Guess I'm gonna have to go back to just reading it out loud myself like a normal person, right? Yeah, but that was like the one thing that I just like. It's like, why are you giving a program a pass for something that everyone will be goofing on a person for doing? You know? I was like, oh yeah. Yeah, Dylan is saying, and here's me having computer issues, let alone AI voices. Yeah, I know. I know. I think like the latest Windows update really messed up a lot of people's computers. I think they're trying to force everybody to go to Windows 11. They said that they're not supporting Windows 10 anymore. You know, and my computer can't upgrade it because it keeps telling me this. Like, oh, you can't. It's like, oh, you're not compatible with Windows 11, and which kind of surprises me because I bought a pretty powerful computer like 3 years ago. You know, and it's like, what the heck does Windows 11 need? You know, like I bought this computer for like heavy graphics and to do some like basic video editing, and they're saying, oh, it's incompatible with Windows 11. It's like, what is that? What is Windows 11 supposed to be doing? You know, it's like they're making their stuff do too much. That's, you know. You know, now they're trying to force their. Oh, it's like Dylan says, just recently my phone updated with a new AI thing for Android phones. And now I'm like, why? Because this technology that's so superior, it's so good, they have to force it on people. That's the thing that I don't understand. It's like if this technology is so good and it's something that people actually want, why do you have to force it on us? We would have all been clamoring for it from the beginning. But nobody wants this shit. Nobody wants AI Clippy. Oh my God. It is just so dumb. Like the AI that they put on Google now, it's like, it's like, what is that thing doing? It's like you type in a Google search and then the AI just pretty much repeats what the actual website underneath it is saying. You know, like it's like what it's like you're literally having a duplicate of what you're. It's like, what are you doing? You're not doing anything. I see I see the website right there with the answer that I need. The AI is doing nothing. You know, I mean, yeah, it's it's like, oh, I see that. You know, I see you're looking up information for you know, what was I looking up? What was I looking up? Oh, I think I don't even remember what I was looking up, but it was like, it's like, oh, well, this website says this. And I go, yeah, I know, because it's right underneath you. I mean, it's just so bad. You know, and then people are saying that like the AI is like, you know, it's, you know, it's bad enough that they say that that the developers are saying that AI has a tendency to hallucinate information. Because you got to remember it's generative. So sometimes, so it's literally, it's not being intelligent. It's trying to predict what you want to see from it. You know, and there was like this one thing where someone had asked about like, I don't know, like what vitamins they should take. And the AI told them that they should chew a rock every day for the vitamins and minerals in it. And they were like, what the heck? And it turned out that it was taking information from the friggin' Onion, which is a parody site. Oh, Dylan says AI be like, I see you need help for your art. Let me generate some things for you based on your drawing. And then it gives you something completely different. Yeah, no, I've seen people do that. I've seen people like put in line art. They literally drew a picture for the AI, right? And then they put it in, I guess, to see whether the AI would just render their pencils, because God forbid this technology be something useful for us, right? And it came out with something completely different. Like it made up new backgrounds, it made up new characters. It just what is this? Like it was so bad. It's like, who is this for in the end? You know? I mean, it's not helping me find anything. It's not helping me write anything. It's definitely not helping me with my artwork. You know? So it's like, so what is it for? And it's like, yeah, and all their updates are like, oh, here's the new AI thing, and here's the new AI that, and then they make it impossible for you to turn it off. You know, AI just be making stuff up. You know, and yeah, and the funny thing that Dylan, yeah, the thing that you said that AI is just making art themselves. So there was this thing that was going around. This woman who worked as an art director, right? And she's like going, I'm telling, it's like, yeah, this is not the technology they're trying to sell us, right? Because I guess she worked on like some really some really high end design places, right? And she's like saying everybody that they hired, every AI artist, every AI prompter that they hired, they all had to fire, because they really learned that, yeah, this is not the technology, that we're being sold a bill of goods when it comes to AI, because they would try, like, they would complain that they couldn't do revisions. Nobody knew how to do revisions. That even if you ask the AI for the same thing, but just slightly different, it would give you something completely different. So you could never remember? So earlier we were talking about portfolios, right? So if the AI had a portfolio, it would be too inconsistent, for anybody to hire it on its own. And she was like saying, it's like, look, actual agencies are not using AI art because it's just a lot easier to hire an artist to do what you want and then make the revisions that you need than it is fighting this technology that can't do any of that. She says the only companies that are using AI are small companies that don't want to pay anybody anyway, that they're really like low rung companies, and they can't really be taken seriously to begin with. But yeah, it's like, yeah, and kind of like just being forced to see what's being pushed on us, like with all these updates. I mean, really, I kind of wonder if the reason why my computer for some reason can't handle Windows 11, it's because I guess it doesn't, like, it has the power to edit videos and it has the power to edit graphics, but it doesn't have the power to, I guess, to run their AI bullshit, and it's like, oh, no, I am not upgrading my computer so that you could put that garbage on my system. Oh, and then one guy was using an AI to identify mushrooms. He was a forager. Well, he was an amateur forager, and he used an AI to try to recognize a mushroom that he found. And the AI told him that it was a safe mushroom, and it turned. But because he kind of knew better, you know, he checked it. He checked it against something. I guess like something else that wasn't AI, and it says no, that's a poisonous one. That mushroom will kill you if you eat it. But the AI was like going, oh, chow down. AI was chow down. It's fine. And the guy was like going, I mean, this is gonna kill people. This is gonna kill people. Did you hear about? There was a case. A guy sued. I forgot what airline he sued, but I think it was in Canada or something. And his father had died, and he had to make the trip to the funeral, or his grandma, or whatever. Someone had died, and he had to make the trip to the funeral. But the problem is that airline, the tickets were really expensive. So he went to the airline website, and they had an AI thing there, you know. So he typed in his questions like, oh, are there special fares? Like, oh, I have to go for a funeral. Are there special like bereavement fares? You know, because I remember that in the past being a thing where airlines, if you were going for a funeral, the airlines would give you a heavy discount, you know, because of why you're traveling. And the AI assured him that there was a bereavement fare, and that he had to do, and he gave the instructions, and you know, and that was pretty much it. The guy followed the instructions. He went to the funeral, but when he came back, the airline charged him for the full price of the plane ticket. I think it was like a $600 ticket. And I guess like the AI had given it to him for I don't know, 200 or something. Let's just say, I don't remember, right? So he sued the airline, saying that it was because of their AI on their website that told him this, that they should honor the fare. And they said, no, we're not going to honor it because the AI is third party and it gave you incorrect information. And the guy goes, it's no, you pay, no, you know, it's your AI on your website that you replaced agents with. You can't turn around and tell me you're not responsible for what the AI told me if it doesn't work in your favor. And a judge awarded the guy. The guy won because of that. It's like, no, he's like, you can't get an AI to replace your employees and then conversely turn around and say that the AI is wrong, so we don't have to honor it. It's like, that's not how that works. So I think that the guy ended up getting back. They had to pay him, not only refund him the cost of the entire ticket, but I think he got another $6,000 from them as well. You know, so it's like, so what is this shit for? You know, what is this for then? You know, you can't have it both ways. You can't say that, oh, we're going to use AI to replace everybody, and then the shit starts hallucinating information, and then you're like, oh, no, the AI is wrong. We're not, but because we don't run it, that's a third party problem, not us. It's like, no, that's a you problem. And I hope more companies get dinged for that shit. I swear. Yeah. So let me just, I just realized that we're just over the 2-hour mark. So let me just fill in some more stuff here. Yeah. So that's what we're kind of looking like so far. I'm almost done. I'm pleased with it. So usually it's like, look, if you're here long enough, you know that I don't really finish pieces on the air. So it's very rare that that happens. So here's the print in progress. Definitely going to have it done done by tonight, because I just want to get this finished so I can move on to the next print I need to get finished. Plus, I still need to finish those 8 pages for issue 13. Like I said, the work is nonstop. It's like I said, the panic is internal. So I think it's working out really good. I think it's coming out good. So so I'm gonna be very pleased with it. So like I said, if you guys want your own physical copy of this final print, which is going to be double-sided, there's going to be another piece of artwork on the back. So if you want to have your own hard copy of this image, all you have to do is just go to the link in the show notes, go pledge to Nightwolf. It's live now. You can pledge to it at any time. But when Egoraven opens on June 10th, you're only going to have 96 hours to pledge to my campaign, because to get the print set. So you pledge to Nightwolf, you pledge to Egoraven, and then at the end of my campaign, I'm going to ask you what your backer number is on Nightwolf, and and then you will get the print and sticker set with your Egoraven books. So there you go. If you want to see the finished piece, I will post up a preview of it on Facebook. So I think it's coming out pretty good. So oh my goodness. So let me just, I already shut off the music, and let's go back here. I mean, it's like, look, it was a little quiet, a quieter day today. Not as, believe it or not, is not as much conversation, but it's because we were all working. I know that Melissa said that she was doing some artwork. Some other people were getting ready for work. Joe was saying that he's getting ready for another live stream. Joe D is just working. He's just working. But and also thank you, Martha and Joseph, and of course, Nita's always in there. Thank you, everybody, for joining me in the chat and keeping me company. Thank you, Dylan. Thank you, Tornado. Thank you. Welcome. And thank you for keeping me company as well. So there you go, Dylan. You really did keep everyone company. So I hope to see you on the next stream as well. So we can continue the trend. So that's it for me. Well, at least for the stream. Like I said, I'm going to be finishing this. I'm going to continue finishing this piece until it's done today. But again, thank you, everybody in the chat, for joining me and keeping me company. Thank you so much to my beautiful eyeball people, also keeping me company from regions beyond. I hope you got whatever work you needed to get done as well. Like I said, even though we had a lot of quiet moments today, but we were all working. So it was all good. So let me just set this up here. Poof and poof. There we go. Now we're official. Oh my goodness. So again, let me just get my stuff together. But yes, a productive day all around, a productive stream all around. So if you want to learn more about me and my artwork and my upcoming campaigns, you want to see more of my portfolio on my website, which I do have divided into several categories depending on what you're looking for. You can follow my link at egoworks.com. You can find this link. Just type this in the address bar at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS, where you can find links to all of my galleries and social media sites as well. But I mostly post to Facebook if you are interested in seeing sketches and current work in progress, the finished version of this print, and any news, any live updates I might have about anything. You can usually find me on Facebook. But let's see what else. Yeah, you can find me on Facebook. And also remember, I'm forgetting where I am. Like I said, I shouldn't have eaten so close to starting the stream because, like I said, it made me sleepy. Oh my goodness. And yes, and you can also find me here on YouTube at my channel at Daphne Lage, Lager, where you can find my archive of 500 plus videos on how I make my artwork, speed paints, live streams, draw streams, all my entire archive is all there. And again, if you're going to visit my website, thank you so much if you subscribed. And if you haven't already, I'd really appreciate it if you did subscribe. I would like to make it to 1,050, just to give me a nice buffer between hitting 1,000, so I just kind of like feel like I'm moving forward a bit, so yeah, but thank you everybody who subscribed so far. And in the meantime, you can read Egoraven, Heir of the First Unicorn, for free, uploading every day, Monday through Friday. But if you prefer, where's my cards? That's what's wrong. So yeah, so Egoraven, remember, Egoraven for free on my website. But make sure that you hit the link to hit the pre-launch for the campaign launching June 10th for Volume 2 of Egoraven. It collects issues 5 through 8. If you missed any of my previous Egoraven campaigns, all the books are going to be available on this campaign as well, including a couple of special exclusives and, of course, the crossovers, where you can get some extra stuff as well. But if you prefer your oh my god, you can tell it's the end of the show. If you prefer your fantasy to be more of a furry Lord of the Rings adventure, you can follow the link over to Tall Tales. That's TAILS online.com. And not only can you read the first 20 issues of Tall Tales for free, but you can catch up on the latest story arc, Tears the Mother, which is also currently uploading Monday through Friday. Again, thank you so much for everybody who pledged the Tall Tales campaign. You should be getting your book soon. You're definitely going to get your PDF soon. I sent a lot of PDFs this morning, so keep an eye out on your DM, on your Kickstarter DMs for that link. So that's it for me on this Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining me. I have no quippy ending for the show, as you know. It's like as much as I should have one, but I don't. But it's like, you know what? In the end, it's like, what can I say? Be better today than you were yesterday, and be better tomorrow than you were today. So that's I think that works for everybody, right? Oh my God. Let me get out of here. So again, thank you so much, everybody, and I'll see you next time.
You are all weirdos.